Princess Mononoke. Before Studio Ghibli grabbed the entire world's attention with their animated masterpiece Spirited Away, this was the one that was considered as Miyazaki's magnum opus, an epic adventure that was so big that it was the must-watch film in Japan. So much so that it was, at one point, the highest-grossing film in that country before Titanic came along. Not only that, but it was even the first ever animated feature to win the Japanese Academy Awards for Best Picture. I mean, this is considered impossible to think of even to this day in the American version. So, with all these major honors it earned, is Mononoke a highlight in Ghibli's history for a reason? Or did it get all these titles because there was literally nothing happening in Japan in 1997? Let's find out. The story. I think I should start this out by saying that this movie contains a strong message regarding the relationship between man and nature. By saying that, I'm sure a lot of you are thinking the same thing. Oh dear, this is another environmental film. Of course, the humans are evil with their destructive industrial ways and we must go protect nature and save the animals. We've all been through this song and dance before. Next! Well, believe it or not, this is actually not the case. In here, there is no side we should be rooting for. There is no character that is considered an antagonist. Everybody's just trying to survive and are both fighting for the same thing. This is where the cleverness of the movie comes in. It gives this whole new perspective on this never-ending battle, and it lets the audience sink in the message instead of forcing it down. It's not trying to tell us to do something about it, it's just saying that's life. We're all just finding ways for what is best for us. And it couldn't have been better told with the way that it integrates the plot. Since we're seeing this in Ashitaka's perspective, it really helps show both sides of the spectrum and why one is battling the other along with their benefits of succeeding. He's trying to find the most peaceful route in this situation because that's his goal. He's been touched by a demon, and if he just unleashes his anger, the curse would spread all around him and he would die. Thus, he must control the curse or else he's doomed.
This is what hatred looks like. This is what it does when it catches hold of you. It's eating me alive, and very soon now it will kill me. Fear and anger only make it grow faster.
In a way, the story can be seen by how Ashitaka must find the best and most peaceful solution to all the crazy problems thrown at him. But it is told in possibly the smartest and most extraordinary way. The animation. Considering this does touch upon the environment, there is no one else in the world that can make nature look so amazing more than Hayao Miyazaki and the crew at Studio Ghibli. There is no denying that the backgrounds look so beautiful, really giving life to the environment all around the characters. But what gives the movie its own uniqueness is the ancient Japanese setting. It's what gives the movie its own personality, and it's what helps us feel like we're entering a new world, where there was a time how this was the norm in Japan, but also have some of the legends come to life. In terms of design, there is a part that's just so admirable how detailed this movie can be. Of course, there are plenty of the ancient Japanese elements featured everywhere, along with the classical Ghibli look in the characters, but even in the nature side, there's a perfect blend between the realism and the fantasy presented in the animals. It captures so successfully the feeling that they're trying to convey. Speaking of the fantasy, that's where the creative aspect of the film shines. Some of the designs like the gods, demons, and the forest spirit don't really go too far to present how they are supernatural, but it is still strongly effective. Just by their size alone shows how they are a strong force to reckon with and how they look like gods of nature. Even in the character animation, it doesn't really do a lot in order to have the best execution. Everything moves in a more smooth and realistic manner, including the gods and spirits, where they just move like the animals they represent. However, not only does the animation work so well in a subtle manner, it also works in a way that is completely action-packed. There are plenty of action scenes here that are really intense and puts you on the edge of your seat. Oh, and also, they can get pretty brutal. Damn! But rather it be for something intense or calming, the animation is just nothing short of beautiful. The characters. It's really surprising how well developed both the human and the animal characters are, especially with the main one, Ashitaka. As I stated before, he has a demon's curse on his arm that would eventually kill him, and he tries so hard to control it in order to survive. Because of this, he understands how the path of destruction can only lead to negative consequences, which is why he doesn't pick a side. He's stuck in the middle of this war, and he tries his best to bring peace to everyone, even if it is a pretty impossible task. Then there's Lady Eboshi, who can easily be considered a villain through the way she wants to destroy nature in order for Irontown to be the richest city, but the reason why she's not a villain is by how she cares about her people. She only wants what's best for them and give everybody an equal opportunity, even to the women and the sick. They actually got jobs to make metal for the weapons. So yeah, she can be greedy, but she is also caring.
The legends say the blood of the great forest spirit can heal anything. Perhaps it could cure my poor lepers. Might even be able to lift your curse, Ashitaka.
The same can also be said about Jigo, who seems like a sneaky manipulator, but again, he doesn't feel like an evil character. He's just doing what's best for himself and for the people. On the nature side, it's really fascinating how some of the animals have their own groups that, like the humans, are trying to fight the other side to protect their land, with their leaders being a giant god, like the aggressive and protective wolves, the apes that have become delusional, and the boars that are becoming shorter in numbers but still a proud species. And then there's San, who was raised by the wolves and believes that she's one of them, trying to protect nature and fueled by her hatred towards humans. In concept, she is a very interesting character, but in execution, she's kind of weird. With her relationship with Ashitaka, it feels like she has sporadic mood swings, where she'll be helping him for 1 minute, and then the next she'll be like, "Humans are evil! Lady Eboshi must die!" If there is one thing that's really fascinating about the characters, either man or animal, it's the way that they all feel very human.
Never! I hate all of you humans!
And yes, even you, San. Princess Mononoke is possibly the greatest animated feature, or even the greatest movie, that discusses about the environment. Nowhere else will you find a film with such a subtle yet powerful message, with an epic and gripping story, jaw-droppingly beautiful animation, and fully developed characters that really feel human. For any anime fan, animation fan, or even any film buffs, this is an absolute must-watch. Well, maybe not for the younger ones because of, yeah, but if you're older, then seriously go see this. It has every right to be a true milestone in Studio Ghibli, and that's why it earns the AniMat's seal of approval. Hey guys, this is AniMat, and I just have to say, wow! That was godforsaken incredible! I mean, seriously, just every aspect of it is just so well done. The writing, the animation, the creativity, the natural, like, calm realism aspect, the historical accuracy, just the direction, the backgrounds, just everything about it is just amazingly well done. But if there is one thing that seriously made an impact on me the most about Princess Mononoke, it's the way that it handled the environmental message. Now, keep in mind, for someone who would always watch animated features and would always analyze and review them all the time, like, I always experienced the same environmental message that, like, these animated films would always say, oh, go save the environment, save the animals, save the trees, you should do something because nature itself is godforsaken, helpless, and whatever, and stuff, all that kind of stuff. But, like, this one in particular, this is completely different. Like, this one actually makes you sit down and think. Like, it doesn't give you the answer you're usually used to. And honestly, that's what I truly admire about Princess Mononoke. It's the way that it makes you think about something like the environment. And it really makes a lot of sense considering how much Hayao Miyazaki loves nature. So, of course, the best answer would probably come from him. But anyways, now that Princess Mononoke is done, it's time that we move on to the next review in the animation hat. And by the way, if you guys would like to suggest an animated film you would like me to review and I would put into the animation hat, then all you have to do is write me an email at animatsreviews@gmail.com. Alright, so, let's see if we could get another great one, like, whew. Maybe I could get another good anime, so just to keep the theme of Japanese animated film, like, good. Come on. I'm gonna get it eventually, don't worry, guys. I'm gonna clean up later. Yeah, I made a little bit of a mess, but I did get one. So, the next review will be... Come on, you little small piece of paper. Okay! Oh, wow! Oh my god! This is gonna be really interesting. Okay, so the first time ever, I am not gonna really be looking into an animated feature. Well, it is technically considered one, but this one actually looks into puppets. Oh, and it's a little bit of the same thing. Unfortunately, kiddies, you're not allowed to watch this one.